Well, hello everybody in Wilmington. We are in a different location than you usually see me at, and I'm so excited to be here. Let me introduce this fun guy to you. This is Sam Poole. He calls himself a member of the, here we go, Wilmington's Boston Metro High Railers Model Railroad Club. Did I get it right?
The train club in Wilmington.
All right, I love that. And you're also a train aficionado.
I am.
So let's talk about all things trains. As everybody can see, there's some stuff back here. But let's start with the beginning. I know you have a big event coming up. Let's plug that first.
Start right with the important stuff.
That's right.
So this December 6th from 10 to 3, we're having an open house for everyone in Wilmington. And if you're able, come on by, watch the trains run, meet some of us, and consider joining.
Love it. Okay, so where are we?
We are in Wilmington, obviously.
Yes.
Where are we is an interesting question. If you were a really good baseball player, you could throw a baseball to your studio.
That's
and
right.
I won't say exactly which direction, but we're very close to the RMV and the Where's Wilmington studios.
So let's try to give sort of an address. It's kind of a little tricky to find, but I think it'll be okay.
Yeah,
if
Waltham
you really
Street,
want to get
right?
here,
Waltham
you'll
Street,
be able to get
Wilmington.
here.
Yeah.
So when you pass WCTV, you kind of go around a little bend, and then it's sort of hidden in the back, a hidden gem.
It's
I
a
like
hidden
to
gem,
say.
yes.
A jewel of a thing. All right. So tell me about your December 6th event. What can we expect to see? What time is it running, and so on? And then we'll get into the meat and bones of all this stuff.
Okay, so you can see the railroad that's behind us. Not all of it's got scenery like this because we just moved 2 or 3 years ago, so we're still putting the scenery back together.
Right.
But the whole railroad runs. It's massive. It's got 5, 6, 7 trains running at once. It's got amusement parks. It's got all sorts of little things for the kids.
It is super cool, I have to tell you.
There's
super cool.
I think we can see it here. There's little buttons that the kiddos can push, and things will happen. Animations will occur. Voices will happen. Station announcements. So it's just fun for all ages. It's great for adults to come see. It's great for the kiddos. Please come see us. Please come see us.
And at this party, is there a fee?
There is a most nominal fee. It is $5 a head, but a maximum of $10 per family.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you've got 5 kiddos and 2 adults or whatever. We're not here to make money. We're just here to cover our costs.
Of course. And it's a short-ish event. We can hang out. Like, what are we going to do when we're here?
Doors open at 10, and we're leaving at 3, but that's if there's people here loving on it, then we'll stay until no one's loving anymore.
Okay, so obviously there's a lot of amazing, beautiful stuff, and I'm sure we'll put some pictures over the top and you can see all this stuff too.
Yes.
When people come in, can they bring food and drinks? Probably not a good idea, right?
Yeah, I prefer not. I mean, the floors are cement, you're not going to hurt anything, and hopefully you're not putting a drink on the railroad, but please eat or drink before you come.
Okay.
That'd
all
be
right.
fun.
So let's backtrack a little bit about you and your love for trains. Why?
You know, when I grew up, the old man had Lionel trains around the Christmas tree, and it just has grown since then. When I was a young kid, I thought I wanted more tracks, so I go down to the local 5 and dime store, and I was chatting with a guy just getting candy, and he says, "Oh, I've got a box of track you can have." So whatever he was going to charge me for it, $2, $3, $5, a lot of money for a kid back in the 70s.
Sure.
And I gave him the money instead of buying candy, and I took the box of track home, and I took out the track, going to make a bigger train set, and when I got to the bottom, there were these steam locomotives in there. And I went back and I said, "Hey, Paul, did you mean to give me the steam locomotives?" He's like, keep them. And it turns out nowadays they're collector's items. So I just wound up the accidental Lionel collector. And I don't really call myself a collector, I'm more of an operator. But
so we might see you on that road show someday selling $1 million train, maybe?
Sell the $50 train, yeah.
I love it. Okay, so obviously we can't see the whole place, but there's quite a bit to view here, even though it's a big space, but a small space, right? So how many tracks do you actually have that can run simultaneously?
In your simplest terms, there's 6 distinct tracks. Yes, you could have 6 trains running at once, and probably more than that if you were willing to keep an eye on them and make sure they didn't hit each other. But you can run 6 without them.
Do you ever crash them
without
on
them being
purpose?
unattended? Not since I was a kid.
Just for fun?
Not since I was a kid.
You know what I love about here? I don't think we can see it, but I love that Scranton I see, Troy, Hudson, Palmer. I thought when I came to visit the first time, those were just cute little markers. They're actually not. Talk about how those markers replicate what we're going to see? Because that's the cool part.
So the cool part about this is the railroad is set in the 1950s, and it depicts roughly eastern Pennsylvania up to Portland, Maine.
Which makes sense.
Which is our area. And 1950s, you had steam engines and you had diesel trains. So you get a mix of both. And obviously over my shoulder, there's a steam locomotive and an MBTA commuter rail train.
Right.
Obviously, they wouldn't really exist together in real life, but
Sure.
this is a hobby and it's my train.
You know
so
what I
I
also
just put
think
it
is cool? Behind us, in real life, the train comes right by.
The MBTA goes
You
right
must
by
have
us.
planned that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
We asked them to blow the whistle.
I love that. So, what if I think I might like trains and I want to get involved with this organization? Walk me through what I would do to become a member.
I like to joke, the first thing is to have a pulse.
Okay.
The second one is to
Check.
have an interest in trains.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
So it's a great organization in that you can have zero skills, you can have a lot of skills. We have MIT trained electrical engineers here, and we have airline captains here, and we have a trash truck driver.
Wow.
We have a mix. I think there's some attorneys in there, there's some TV producers in there, and everyone just gets together and they enjoy each other's company, the camaraderie. They do projects. We do. The nice thing about model railroad is you can do woodworking, you can do electrical engineering, you can do computer controlling. I'm not big into this Arduino, these newer technologies that allow you to animate things, but my gosh, if you knew how to do that, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about all the things we could do on this layout.
Okay.
Rock climbers, ice skaters, people doing animations. I like to make little short form videos and publish them on the web. And
Tell us where we can see that.
you'd have to search for me
It's
on
YouTube.
Yeah, it's just YouTube.
Yeah,
My
tell us
name's
about
Sam
it.
Poole. I honestly
All
don't
right.
know. I'm not that tech savvy.
Cool.
I'm the Luddite of the group.
Okay.
I literally just take the videos and mash them together, and I have no idea what
I
I'm doing.
find watching those videos very relaxing. I also find watching the trains very relaxing.
Yes.
One of the things I think you are looking for that you mentioned to me was maybe some students locally from either Wilmington or Shawshene Tech that maybe are skilled in animation and
Yeah.
also painting, all this stuff. Give us more.
Yeah, so what you're seeing right here on the screen is a kind of a finished area, but we have so many areas that are not finished. So we could use anyone with carpentry skills, theater kids that are good at doing scenery type things.
Right.
I mean, my gosh, we've got all sorts of things that you can do with your hands and come out of the virtual reality and get into actual reality.
Okay, I love that. And that would be for anybody that wants to get involved, not just students, but anybody.
Anybody, yeah, young or old, man, woman, boy, or girl, we'd be very happy to have you.
Everybody, love it.
Yeah.
When I came to visit you the first time we were scouting out the location, you told me about the massive creativeness of how you make some of these scenes.
Yes.
Toilet brush, tell me about it.
What you're seeing behind us is a plaster and styrofoam insulation, and you carve it. I'm not the guy to talk to. I don't know what I'm doing. I just started this a year or two ago. Of all my other hobbies, I had an accident a year ago, and I couldn't lift much. I couldn't do much, so I was able to come here and participate, painting the scenery, making some of these little trees, and I was able to essentially sit and work with my hands. And this has been a great outlet to do exactly that. Be around the other fellas and just have camaraderie again and do something constructive.
So you find it therapeutic.
It was therapeutic,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But one of the things you showed me, you said, look at this tree. And I looked at the tree, and you said it was a brush that you guys deconstructed and painted
Oh, yes.
to look like.
Yes,
Wha-
we take those
that
little
was fascinating
cone-shaped
to me.
toilet brushes.
Yes.
And factory new, by the way.
Yes.
And we paint them to the stem brown and black and then
Amazing.
green and different, like 10 different shades of green, and it looks like a tree.
I love it. And you also have some tumbleweeds you told me about that are
Yes.
imported.
So yeah, some
Tell
of the
me about
trees
that.
behind us, I think the one over your shoulder, and I don't know what the folks can see. Literally, we have a family member of a member, and he lives out in Arizona or New Mexico, and he literally sends us boxes of tumbleweeds, and they are just perfect for pulling apart the tumbleweed, and you have a brown trunk, and you can put on little green leaves, and it looks great, and it's easy.
I'm amazed at how authentic it all looks and how fun it really is. Now, some of the items you have here have been donated or gifted. Can we talk a little bit about some of that? You don't have to give me all the details,
Yeah.
but some of the stuff. It's right here. I don't think we can see it. This is one of my favorite ones, the carnival. Tell us a little about that.
So you can't see it, that there's a full-on carnival, just like you would have in town. This is a roll into town. We have got a Ferris wheel, merry-go-round, kid hitting the whack-a-mole thing and making the shuttle going up and hit the bell. I don't even know what it's called. But
right.
So what happens is people age out, or they're just not in the hobby anymore. Either they get too old, they die, whatever it is, and the family doesn't know what to do with these things anymore, and they just Google Lionel and they find us, or Model Railroad and they find us, and hey, here we have this stuff, take it. And
wow, I love it.
we put it to good use.
There's some beautiful things here. I know we can't see everything because we want you to come visit.
Yes.
But it's so beautiful. All of the little stores, there's so much to see, so much detail.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the engineering aspect, because you were telling me that, I don't mean engineer with the hat. I mean the actual physical doingness of making the trains work and how that really plays a role. Because if I just came here and I pushed these great buttons, I would just see the trains move. But there's a lot more to it.
There's a whole lot to it. And this is what I was saying again. Whatever your interest and your level of involvement is, the bench work, the woodworking, if you will, so complex. And we had to plan it out ahead of time.
Right.
There's 100 foot of grades. We want the grades to be level, and we want to know where the curves are, and we want the curves to be smooth curves. And us here, in real life, the trains, the tracks tilt when you're going around a corner, so you don't feel the forces of the train curving. Our tracks actually do that, and the amount of engineering that goes into that, and you don't hardly notice it, but sometimes you look at a train coming at you down the track, and it actually leans as it's coming down the track, and not many other clubs have ever done that, not many other layouts do that. So these are the sorts of things that the members have chosen to do. They plan way ahead. Some people like to make engineering drawings. Some people like to cut wood. And then we have the electrical folks that come in and lay 110 volt electricity around the clubs, like regular household electricity. And then somebody will come in and do the lower voltage that the trains use or the accessories use. And then there's the logic of some of the animation. And so there's all these different intricate things that people can do, whether they have the skills or not. And I just want to repeat, if you don't have the skills, come by, we'll teach you. I mean, there's nothing that's really rocket science here, but literally, if you have no skills, but are interested and willing and have a good attitude, come on by and we'll find something for you to do.
Okay. What if I'm thinking of getting my child a train starter set?
Ooh. I like it.
What should I get?
It's going to depend upon...
Because some of the stuff is kind of cheesy out there, and that's nice too. But how far do I go, and what do I do?
It's really going to depend upon you and your circumstances, how much room you have. Sometimes just one of those little porcelain trees in the middle of your dining room table with a little train going around it is
beautiful.
All you can do.
Love it.
Sometimes you can hire a professional to come and install one, and there's everything in between.
Okay.
But really, there's a couple of great hobby shops around. There's Trains on Tracks up in New Hampshire, there's Northeast Trains in Peabody, and there's Charles Row in Medford, I believe it is. And in addition to, I think, like Target, Walmart, all the basic stores will have something, certainly Amazon. And you can just get an all-in-one starter kit, where you can get a small loop of track, just perfect for going around the tree, and they'll have a locomotive and a couple of cars, and it should be trouble-free. It won't be as elaborate as this, but you will have something running around your tree or around your room or whatever. You're talking about the holidays.
Yes.
I usually associate these with holidays, but that's my own biases, and
Yeah,
I know that.
okay.
So
I think too, like with talking about diversity and inclusion and autism and all these different things, I think some of this can be very focused and very labor intensive, and I think that might be a good thing. Can you speak a little bit to that?
Yeah, it's absolutely. This is, again, I had to need more physical because of an accident I was in, but I needed something just not very heavy that I could do with my hands, and so I could craft these rocks and these trees and these shrubs behind us because they don't weigh anything, and I could just sit there and do it. And I can't speak to the psychology of things, but absolutely, this is slow, it's calming. If that's something that could benefit you, then again,
You know what I
we'd
love
be happy
too?
to have you.
It must be nice for you to look around and see, painted that tree. This is my little
Right.
train. That, maybe you wouldn't tell everybody when they
Yeah.
come, but you know it.
So
how does that feel for you?
when I first joined about a year ago, they said, "Hey, why don't you do some scenery?" And I didn't know what I was doing. So over in a far corner layout, there's a farm scene. They wanted a farm scene.
Yes.
They said, make a farm. And so I thought about it for a while, and how do I go about this? And I watched
Right.
YouTube videos and searched online, how do I do this? And I made a farm, and it actually turned out pretty good. And unfortunately, it's hiding in the back
Is
of the
that the
layout.
whimsical one with the little cow?
There's a
Some of
cow
this
on-
stuff is whimsical.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff you've
I
done.
put a cow peeking into the farmer's
I love it.
house, and a pig driving the car, and just goofy stuff,
Can you believe we're almost out of time?
I can
I
believe
can't believe it either.
It goes
So let's
quick.
talk about December 6th, even if you're watching this after December 6th, and let's give the actual days and times or how we can reach if we're after December 6th. So let's
Okay.
wrap it all up and tell everybody.
All right,
that.
so it's 2025, this
Right.
December 6th from 10 to 3. We'll have an open house, $5 a head with a $10 maximum per family. And truthfully, if there's any other time now, 2006, 2007, whenever you're watching this video, just find us on our website and give us a call. And
2025, 2026, 2027?
any of the 2028,
I love
any
it.
of those.
Anytime
yeah,
you
any
want,
time
right?
of those.
Okay, how do we know what days and times the club is actually open, or how can we get in touch with someone if we want
The
to?
best way,
do that.
talking into the future, is to
Yeah.
just email us or phone us, and we'll reach out.
And that
come see you.
email is?
I don't know the email off the
Oh,
top of my
yeah,
head.
that's all right. Can we get in touch with you somehow?
We can email me. We put it up on the screen right
Beautiful,
here, and I'll
beautiful.
be happy to hear from you.
Okay,
So-
wonderful. Anything final you'd like to add before we close today? It's been so fun. Thank you for hosting me.
No, I thank you for having me, and
Yeah.
thank everyone for coming to us. And I guess at this point, I should thank my wife and my kid for putting up with my crazy hobby and allowing me to buy the trains. And I apologize in advance for maybe getting another one soon. So.
There are a lot of worse things you could do.
There's
This is a good
worse
hobby.
ways to spend your time or money.
Yes.
That's right.
I also want to say before we close, thank you so much to the Train Club for having us here. And thank you to my crew, Elijah and Maria, for being here today to make this happen.
They were awesome.
So here I go with my cheesy clothes that I told you I would say.
All right.
The next time somebody asks you, where's Wilmington? You tell them right here and right here on WCTV. We'll see you soon.